Recruiter here to review your resumes, and the resume we have up first is a success story, kind of. This person is a software engineer intern, and I want to let everybody know I do more than tech, but right now tech is in the toilet, so like 90% of the resumes sent to me are tech, but I do non-tech as well. They said, I love your content, I've been applying your tips, and my ratio has improved, and what a ratio is how many applications it takes to get an interview. Your goal should be sub 50 applications to one interview. When people follow my advice, they get on average a 1 in 7 ratio. But anything above 50 applications to one interview is bad. This person says their ratio has improved. They're a second-year student, and I want to improve my resume for the third year, as that's when the majority of companies here hire interns. I'm aiming for the big 4. Thanks for reviewing. They've been, that was the same thing that copy-pasted. They said their current ratio is 1 to 40. Previously, I don't remember what it was. I think it was like 1 in 100 or something. So my method is working, and they want to see what they can do to improve it. So let's see what we can do to improve this to get this from even a 1 in 40, which is a success, to something like a 1 in 7, which is the average. Also, I have gotten people jobs in the United States, the EU, the UK, India, Canada, Mexico, Africa, and I think Singapore. The only place that has so far eluded my methods is the Netherlands specifically, but everywhere else in the EU seems to work with my methods. So let's see what we can do to get this person a 1 in 7 ratio. What we need for a software engineer intern is degree, basic knowledge of the tech stack, language, library, SQL, cloud, maybe a little bit of AI. Like everybody puts in so much AI, it's so bad. You want a little bit, just a little bit will do you. It's like vanilla in cooking. You want like a teaspoon, not a whole bottle. The ability to work well with others. This is an intern specific qualification. I need to see that you can work well with other people and take direction, criticism. Also a intern specific thing. So recruiters only have 20 seconds to find what we need on this. Can I find what I need in 20 seconds? Let's find out. And go. Okay, degree good, formatting awful. All right, build a category theorem using Python, JavaScript, and Agile environment. Okay, perfect. Developed a diagram saving feature, post-create hands-on experience. Don't say that. Overall, it's okay. Implemented Google GitHub with Direct Improv. Work closely with mentor. Okay, incorporating feedback and time. So this is not a failure. Okay, this makes sense as to why this is a 1 in 40, is you have some good stuff here, but you buried it deep. So your bullet points are mostly good. That is a good thing. I like most of your bullet points. So here's what I would do to fix it. First, use my formatting. This is in the link below. You really want to use this formatting. The only people this is not good for is high-level directors and job hoppers, but everybody else needs to use this formatting. This is what it will look like. This is how you do it. So relevant coursework is never relevant unless you're a PhD. PhDs can sometimes have relevant coursework. So relevant coursework is not relevant. Then this might be a EU thing. I actually, this is my American bias. This is probably, yeah, okay, keep that. But what you want to do is combine these into one. And then make sure that is not bolded. The only thing that should be bolded is this, and then if you have a project section here. Otherwise, nothing else in your resume should be bolded. And remove these lines. I don't know why everybody puts these lines. It just makes it worse. Even in this format, which is not like the greatest, removing this line makes it more legible. I don't know why everybody loves these lines so much. Stop with the lines. Stop it. Then we go down to the bullet points. And the bullet points are actually pretty solid. I like this. I don't have any notes for this one. I think this is fantastic. I love this bullet point. It's great. You give everything I need. You tell me the reason you do it. You tell me the result of you doing it. You tell me how you do it, and you tell me the right tech. Perfection. Love it. Then we go down here, and again, you never want to say gaining experience. Companies do not hire you to gain experience. They hire you once you've already had it. So do not say gaining experience with database and logins or whatever. You can just say developed a diagram saving feature using PostgreSQL, AWS, And then I will need more here because the rest of this sentence is bad. So I'm going to need you to rewrite the second half of that sentence. And then here, implemented Google and GitHub Actions using Django and REST, making signups easier and improving completion rates. Good, except don't put the number. You do not want this number. Every single person puts numbers on their resume, and you do not want it. The only people that want numbers, besides your contact info and dates of employment, those everybody needs that, is sales and manager or sales and leadership roles. If you're not leadership and you're not doing sales, you don't want these numbers. They make your resume worse. You want impact, you want quantifiable stuff, but quantifiable is not numbers because the numbers don't matter. Stop putting in the numbers. Then we go down to here, and my biggest problem is I haven't seen that you can work well together with others in criticism. So I like the fact that you say it here, but if you fix your formatting, I would actually put this... See, I want a bullet point like this, and I want you to put one up here if you can. I like it. I think it's good. The problem is it's all the way down here in your resume, and with your formatting, people won't get to it. If you use my formatting, they will probably get to that part of the resume. Also, this is good. I don't have any notes on this one. So your first sentence on each of these is fantastic. This is why you're getting a 1 in 40, and you have this. The problem is you have filled this with a bunch of stuff that is kind of like, your formatting's so bad. It's like a needle in a haystack thing, except there's a lot of needles, which is normally a bad thing, but I just need you to remove all the hay. That was a terrible metaphor. So this sentence good, this sentence bad. What I would like you to do is I would like you to switch these sentences, right? Switch these sentences. And then instead of what you have for this with PostgreSQL, I want you to move that to, in fact, here's what I would like you to do. All right, I figured out what I want you to do with this. I want you to take the tech that is in this sentence, and I want you to put it into this sentence. Then I want you to move this sentence to the second line. And then instead of the rest of this, because remember, we want the tech, I want you to put in how you worked together with others and took direction and criticism. Exactly like you did here. All right? But I want it to be also in the third line. Make it sound different because you don't want to copy paste your bullet points. But if you do that, you should get closer to a 1 in 7. Because right now, this does pass. This is a good resume, but it's a 1 in 40, and we can probably take it to a 1 in 10, maybe a 1 in 7. Maybe if not for an intern, it will ever get a 1 in 7, but a 1 in 10 should be doable to a 1 in 12. But the rest of this, I don't have any real notes. I think it's good. It's just, I need you to fix the formatting to make it easier to read because they're not going to actually find what they need in time, and then they're going to reject you when you do actually have the experience. Because there's a lot of, like, people say, well, like, spend more time. We can't. The recruiter that spends more time than 20 seconds on a resume is a recruiter that gets fired, justifiably so, for not meeting their metrics. Because our metrics are volume of hires, right? That's something we do. How quick it takes to fill those roles, and satisfaction of the candidates. Those are the three main KPIs recruiters use. KPIs is a key performance indicator. Basically, the goals that you judge a person on in the corporate world. That's what a KPI is. And if a recruiter takes longer than 20 seconds, they will fail that first KPI. So this is what I want you to do. Overall, does pass, but we can make it go from a C resume, which I think this is, to an A+ resume, which is the goal. So that's all I can do for this resume. I just want to thank you all for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. And if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on both Twitch and YouTube at twitch.tv/headlesshunter. And to my members, thank you very much for supporting me. I really appreciate it. They get access to videos a little bit early, and if you want to be a member, you can join below. But thank you so much for supporting me. I'm a small channel, and it means an awful lot to me. So thank you very much, and let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a help desk support or IT support specialist, or they got like 80 different names, but this is what you want: help desk, IT support, etc. So what we need for this is Mac OS, Linux, Android, Windows 7 to 11. So basically what one of Windows, and you don't necessarily need all of those. You just need at least one or two of them. Then I need to see education. This could be high school. This could be a CompTIA cert, but I do need to see some education. Customer service, troubleshooting, problem solving, networking, DNS, DHCP, TCP, IP, VPN. You need a few of those, not necessarily all of those. Multitask and meet deadlines, that you definitely need. The industry, I need to see what industry you're in. Jira, Office 365, and Microsoft, Active Directory, and then a bonus for CompTIA, certified desktop support, and PowerShell. This person's ratio is, do we know, 1 in 50, so it's okay, but could be better. So, this is also a pass, right? A 1 in 50 is a pass. It's a C-, but it is a pass. So, assuming this is accurate, this should be a pass resume, but there's plenty of things that we can do to fix it. So, 20 seconds on the clock, and go. Technical, where's your education? I don't know your education. Supported hospital, good. Product application, software, insurance. The rest of this is bad. Resolved endpoint network security layers by troubleshooting hardware, good. Troubleshot, good. Technical, I like that one. The VPN, okay. This is, I understand why this is a 1 in 50. Again, you buried it deep. So here's what I would do. First off, supported hospital retail systems, good, but what kind of retail systems? I don't know, you did not tell me. By providing product applications and software assistance that ensured consistent reliability. I don't need the rest of this. Assistance is fine, but I need to know what else you did. I need to know the tools that you've used. You need to do more here. And then here is, again, good. In fact, I would say you probably just need to put the word hospital in the second bullet point, and the second bullet point would do enough. So put hospital here, like resolved issues in our hospital, such as, and then put this stuff. And then here, again, ClickUp and GitHub. Those are nice to have, but there's not really what I'm looking for. And explaining technical concepts to non-technical users is good, but I need more. So let me tell you the difference between a hamburger and a hot dog in a resume. I want you to imagine you are hungry, you go to a restaurant and you say, I would like a cheeseburger with pickles and onions, and the waiter, they judge you for having a cheeseburger with pickles and onions and nothing else, but they confirm, you say yes, only want a cheeseburger with pickles and onions, no ketchup, no mayo. They say, all right, cool. So they go back, they make your hamburger, and they bring you a hot dog, and they say, here is your hot dog. And you say, excuse me, I think there's been a mistake. This is a hot dog. I wanted a hamburger. And they say, no, a hot dog has meat just like a hamburger. A hot dog has buns just like a hamburger. A hot dog can have pickles, onions, and cheese just like a hamburger. And they say, this is what you wanted based on that. And you would look at them like they were crazy and you would walk away. That is what I have here. The troubleshot database level systems and issues, that is a hamburger. Using ClickUp and GitHub, that's a hot dog. Let's see. Consistent reliability and accessibility, kind of a hot dog. Explain technical concepts, hamburger. Maintain enterprise SMB IT, kind of a hot dog. With servers, routers, and switches, again, kind of a hot dog. By assisting with upgrades and replacements, hot dog. Administered and supported secure client infrastructure, such as Cisco. Do I want Cisco? Hot dog. Implemented VPN, hamburger. VLAN, hamburger-ish. Now VLAN is a hot dog. And NAT and granule firewalls. Firewalls could be considered a hamburger that I did not have. So my problem with this is you have some of the things that I want, but most of this is hamburgers. Like, here is great. Fixed end users across Windows, Mac OS, and Linux while meeting SLA targets, maintaining high customer satisfaction. Perfect. This right here is your best darn bullet point across the entire thing. Windows, Mac OS, and Linux, hamburgers. Meeting SLA targets, that counts as deadlines. And maintaining high customer satisfaction, customer service. That is perfection. I love it. The problem is the rest of your bullet points don't have that. Your goal should be 3 keywords minimum in each bullet point. But remember, a keyword is not a qualification. A qualification is a keyword plus how you used it, plus the reason or result you used it for the business, plus where you used it. So right now you actually do have the how and the reason and result for most of these. but you don't have the what. And a lot of this stuff is hot dogs. So I'm going to need you to go through this, and I'm going to need you to remove a lot of the hot dogs and put in hamburgers, because right now there's just so much. And that if they go down to here, they might actually move you forward. The other thing is I need your location. Obviously, don't show that for this stream, but you do need to show your location. And education. And I'm talking like, I see the education is all the way at the bottom. Oh, yeah, college. You went to college. Yeah, put that up top. There's a reason it's up here. It should be this. So that's all I can do for this. Again, this is not a garbage destroy this resume, but it's, you really want to put in more hamburgers than hot dogs, because right now this is filled with hot dogs, and that is what's hurting your chances. You should be able to get a 1 in 7 to a 1 in 10 with this next resume. This is another intern, so we already know what we need: degree, basic knowledge, ability to work well with others, take direction and criticism. This person has said, I have not sent out any applications, so we do not know how good or bad this is. So yeah, 20 seconds on the clock. Let's find out what their ratio could be. And go. Okay, good. I don't know if this is necessary. Developed a full stack inventory management application using HTML and hot dog, Java, Spring Boot, MySQL, GUI, Elements, Logic Storage. Okay, that's not really the reason I wanted. Coordinate feedback session with clients to validate requirements for well, that's actually really good for an intern. Implemented robust logic, hot dog. Drove generation and time. Actually, no. I talked too much, so I'm going to finish this sentence at least. Let's see. Inbound, outbound, production, timely support. Okay, so you have a bunch of hot dogs here is my problem. I don't think this is terrible. I really do like the second bullet point, which is coordinated reoccurring feedback sessions with the clients to validate requirements, refine UI UX, and adjust functionality based on critique. That shows you can work with the others and take direction and criticism. That's fantastic. My problem is, again, in the first one is I don't think Linux Essential certification is needed. I'm actually not sure in software engineering specifically I've ever seen them ask for a cert. I'm actually struggling to think of a single certification from software engineering specifically that is valuable. Like Help Desk wants CompTIA. I don't think there's a single software engineer one that I can think of. I mean, if you're a product manager, maybe a PMP, but even then I don't think so. Well, yeah, product manager may want PMP, but that's not software engineer. So yeah, I don't think that cert matters. And then here, developed a full stack inventory management system using HTML. Good. We're not cooking, right? We're not cooking. Time Leaf, Java, and Spring Boot and SQL to implement UI and logic storage. The problem I have with this first sentence is implement UI elements, business, and persistent storage. The point is, I'm not looking for the technical reason why you did it. I'm looking for the business reason you did it. So why did you do this for the project? What was the point? Was it to make a clean, easy to read a UI? Well, I don't know. You didn't tell me. So this does not work. Also, you really should put JavaScript and CSS here if you can. So this part doesn't work. And I don't want you to start with the tech stack over here. I'd rather you say developed a inventory management system using, and then do the other stuff. The full stack is weirdly enough lowering the chances because it's taking too long to get to the full stack, right? And you can also say created a mandatory system. Let's see, inventory management application, and then it starts immediately with using X and Y, and then I need to know the reason you did it. Second bullet point, no real complaints. I actually really like that. I think that's fantastic. That alone may get you interviews. And then here is entirely hot dogs, right? This is entirely hot dogs. None of that matters. And then we go down here, drove lead generation by managing high volume qualifying. Again, this is entirely a hot dog. So having it, also you were only there for less than a year. You may even want to remove this. Like, yeah, this is an okay bullet point, but the problem is it shows that you weren't here for a long time. I don't like this. So we probably want to remove this entire thing over here. And then we go down to here for a retail agent. which is good. You have long-term here. Initiative, observation facility, queries, proficient documentation. Nothing here I can use. Volunteer acceptance. This is confusing. This might be something you can show, but it's confusing. This doesn't matter because it's not that tech. I know it's developing something with Excel, but it doesn't count. This... Oh, here we go. This is good. It's too technical. Too many numbers. Sorry. Automated our weekly email campaigns. Client was... See, no, here's the problem with this. Oh, no, but you did have them mention you by name. See, that's a good one. The problem is there's too many numbers here, right? I don't want to see whatever this is. Automated weekly email campaign to previous clients with Outlook. Okay, so I see what you did here. The problem is, and this is going to be weird, is this is a hot dog. I understand I have it here, right? The problem is they're doing it by how well you automated the system, not by how well you were with the customers themselves. And the customers themselves would show the ability to work well with others. So this doesn't really count. I understand what you're going for, but this doesn't count. Now, what you can do is keep this right here, right? And then have a single bullet point that says what you did and how you talked with the stakeholders and stuff. And that would be fine, but the rest of this doesn't. And then we go down here, which is... cross-trained is actually good. I actually like that one. In fact, you probably just, again, keep this one sentence and it's fine. Because this is the important part. So I want you to do this and maybe make another project if you can. Also, for projects, you do not need dates of employment. Also, don't... So this should be two sections. This should be projects, okay? And then this should be work experience right here. So this is going to be two separate sections. You're going to have your projects, then you're going to have your work experience. And the work experience you should have, just because this one shows you've been there for almost 2 years. This one shows there you've been there for almost 2 years, like a year and a half, which is solid and something they like. So make those changes and then you will have a much better chance at getting a job. But right now, it's filled with hot dogs. Next resume. This is a resume of a data engineer, and this person is getting, this was their reworked resume. They've already gotten some feedback from it. They've already gotten, like, people reaching out to them on LinkedIn, which, if you want to know the secret to making a great LinkedIn, is you make your resume like this, and then you copy-paste it into your LinkedIn. That's it. That's how to optimize your LinkedIn. It's literally that simple. Make the resume correct, and then copy-paste it on LinkedIn. You will get reached out. So they haven't tested it from reaching out, but they have gotten reached out to. So they have not applied yet, so we don't know how good their resume is, but we do know that at least it's kind of working for LinkedIn, which is good. All right, so 20 seconds is on the clock, but which I removed by accident. What we need for data engineer is Python, ETL, or ELT, SQL, any of the clouds. In this case, I think they're Azure-based, so Azure. DataX, so data models, data lakes, etc. Snow, any of that. Any of the snows is good. Ability to manage and communicate data plans to non-technical people and meet multiple deadlines. Those are critical, especially communicating. Most of your job is going to be explaining concepts to people that don't know how to turn on a monitor. And you need to show that through the resume. DevOps, big data, so Kafka, Spark, Hadoop, data visualization, Power BI, Tableau, and the industry, along with a bonus for MS Office and AI, which I realize are probably on the opposite sides of the skills spectrum, but they are asking for them. They also let me know in chat, because they are on my stream right now, that some of the jobs are asking for this, where they're applying to, so these are good certs for it because they found them in job descriptions. That's how you know if they're actually good certs or not. So, 20 seconds is on the clock. Can we find it? I don't know. Let's find out. And go. Okay, degree, good. Certs, good. Built and maintain Azure Databricks ETL pipeline from scratch using Python and SQL to process millions. I need better. here. Collaborated with product managers and stakeholders to find requirements over production deadlines. Why? Design Power BI dashboards and semantic data models supporting multiple business teams, improve visibility. That is mostly hot dogs. Implemented AI LLM automation to Databricks and column metadata and time. So this is not terrible, right? I think this is probably a 1 in... Did they say this was... No. Yeah, this is probably a 1 in 50. My big thing is you tell me the what. You tell me the how. You don't tell me the business reasons. So I'm not asking for the technical why you did it. I'm asking for the business why you did it. And the thing is, like, why does it matter that you processed millions of records daily? Why is that relevant to the business? I don't know. You didn't tell me you need to add it. Collaborated, don't say collaborated. Tell me how you worked with them, right? Did you meet them one-on-one? Did you email them? I need to know. So don't use collaborated. Tell me specifically how you worked with them. And then why... this one's okay because it delivered production data pipelines on time. But again, kind of want to know a little bit more. Design Power BI dashboards is good. The rest of this is not really relevant. Again, I need the business why. Why is improving visibility? And I need 2 other keywords for this. Then implemented AI LLM. Again, that's a bonus, but it's fine to have it down here. Driven automation to generate Databricks, table and column metadata documentation, proven discoverability in governments. Why? Why? Business why is what you're missing. Led production change released on Azure DevOps. That's good. I'd probably move that one up, actually. Coordinating deployments, ensuring reliability of product systems. Again, why? And I need more. This needs 2 more. Led cloud migration of legacy Oracle. This one isn't on the list, but this might not be a hot dog depending on what it is. I'm going to count that as a bonus. Sybil platforms, probably not, unless where you're applying is specifically saying it. Sybil is probably a hot dog. To Azure, which you did mention, but you're normally you only want to mention the same skill once per job, but you're probably going to have to mention Azure multiple times for this just because it's an Azure data engineer. PostgreSQL with cloud-based. Why did you do it? This is my big issue with this resume is why did you do this stuff? Why did you do this? I don't know. And not the technical why. I'm not saying so that we could process millions or supporting visibility. I'm saying what was the point for the business? Like, why was the business why is what I need. What was the point of doing 1 million records daily? What was the point of the production timeline's on fine. It's fine. That one's fine. What was the point of improving data discoverability and governance? What was the point of delivering reliability to production systems? I don't know. You didn't tell me. So is this a garbage, no good, disgusting resume? No, not at all. This is probably a 1 in 50. But if you want to get the 1 in 7, you really, really have to dig down into the business reasons that you did it. And I honestly, you've been there for 4 years-ish. I think you could probably get away with having only 5 bullet points for this because some of these are a little wordy and they just contain too many hot dogs. So give me the business-wise, remove some of the hot dogs, make them more hamburger-focused, and you're going to be getting a lot more interviews because right now this is not terrible, but it's, again, this is like a maybe a C resume, C minus, but we really need the reasons, the business reasons. Next resume. This is a resume of a machine learning engineer. This machine learning engineer is looking for their first job. They just graduated and they said they do not understand the ATS and how to optimize for it. Well, the answer to that is you don't. The ATS does not work how you think it works. I made a video about this, but the short answer is first come, first serve. That is the only way the ATS works. So if you see a job that already has 100 people on it, probably not worth applying. If you see a job that has less than 100 people on it, apply. That's how you beat the ATS. That's it. That's all it is. It's a digital filing cabinet. Scam artists constantly try to tell you how ATSs work, and they're all wrong because they haven't done a single thing in recruiting, and every single day I have to fight rumors about it so often, and it's so frustrating. But I made a short about it. It's just first come, first serve. If you answer, but what about, then don't worry about it. Seriously, it's first come, first serve. That's it. So What we need for a machine learning engineer, in the US at least, I have to do all of these in the US, and most of the time these are correct for other countries, but there's like one or two other lines that will be swapped. Like for a software engineer in the US, what they want is for full stack is usually Python, but in the EU it's usually Java, and that's like one of the only real differences. But for a machine learning engineer, ML, we need degree, machine learning, ML, LLMs, OpenAI, Claude, any of those stuff. But I'm going to circle back here. Machine learning, you need to say ML. You need to say machine learning, parentheses ML. They may not know that ML means machine learning. But Lee, they should, nope, doesn't matter. You cannot assume competency on the other person reading it. You can never, ever, ever assume what they know is what you know. So I need to see the words machine learning and then in parentheses ML at least once. ML Ops, CI/CD, containerization, Kubernetes, Cloud, any of them, SQL, any of them, ML frameworks, PyTorch, TensorFlow, Skibbity-learn, whatever. I understand it's scikit-learn. I will always say Skibbity-learn. Python, R, Cloud, ML pipelines, NLP, cross-functional teams, explaining complex topics to non-technical people. Absolutely critical. Production grade ML systems from start to finish. So this person has gotten 0 interviews, I think. They didn't actually fully tell me, but they're looking for their first job. So let's see if they have this. 20 seconds is on the clock. And go. Okay, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Actually, no, those are slightly different. That doesn't matter. Built first CPU-friendly multi-node RL training simulation pipeline. Okay, hot dog. Train robots, hot dog. Gymnasium, hot dog, except for TensorFlow and agent. So there's only 2 words there. Benchmark, out, hot dog. Software engineer and DevOps. Okay, so yeah, this is garbage. I actually do know what RL is. That's actually something that's too technical. They may not know what that is. That's, oh gosh, what was it? Reinforcement learning. Most people are probably not going to know what that is, even the hiring manager. You just want to say agents. You want to make sure it's very basic. The problem with this resume is all of it. The formatting's awful. This should look like this. This. So let's go line by line and remove this. None of that matters. That doesn't matter. I do need to see your location as well. It might be slightly different for the EU, but even then I think it still matters. Here, this should be 1 line, not bolded. This should be 1 line, not bolded. And then here, and you have no bullet points that I want. I mean, this is the real problem. Like, formatting is 30% of your grade, but you can pass with bad formatting. The first resume did. The first resume was good. Terrible formatting, still worked. This, on the other hand, the problem is the bullet points are garbage. There's, like, nothing here I want. I want the word agent. Actually, I don't know if I do. A lot of agentic roles, they actually kind of split it between machine learning and agentic. I've worked for a lot of startups with that. They may not even really care that much for agentic. Like, you kind of want an agentic-based resume and a non-agentic one. So an ML one and an agentic one. And even if one is a part of it, it doesn't mean they're hiring for it. But yeah, none of these are related. Like, why do I care that you benchmark 6, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. None of this matters. This is all hot dogs. Developed an internal CLI for blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. Automated code retrieval for, again, doesn't matter. Hot dog. Designed a sublime to cut to bomb. Nope, doesn't matter. Created tools to automate documentation. Adopted by 10 teams. Cool. Doesn't matter. Google. Conducted simulation based on blah, 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 blah. You need to start over. This resume has nothing in it. You have grossly overestimated the knowledge base of the people reading this, and I'm including the hiring manager. You have put way too many numbers in this. I don't see... Did I even see Python, bro? Actually, did I even see Python? Yeah, Python is all the way down here for your first time. That's a no-go. What about machine learning? Nope, don't even have it until all the way at the bottom in a skill section that doesn't count. Guess what? I don't see that you're a machine learning engineer. ML doesn't count. You need to say machine learning and then tell me what you did with it. What about PyTorch? No, there it is all the way. Nope, don't see it. TensorFlow. Nope, TensorBoard. I'm not looking for TensorBoard. I'm looking for TensorFlow. Any cloud. R. I cannot search R. There's too many R's in this resume. There were 225. So I don't think I saw a single one. The problem is this resume is garbage because you do not have anything they want. This is the hot dog and hamburger problem. You have filled this resume with hot dogs. I don't see a single hamburger in this entire resume besides the fact of your degree, which is fine. And your formatting's bad. But if you want an entry-level job, especially in like machine learning, you need to have this stuff. People don't hire off of RL models and whatever. In the interview, they may be impressed, but the hiring manager is not going to move forward if they see it. The hiring manager may not know what RL models are. They may not know it's reinforcement learning and that it's a part of stuff for like agentic systems. You know what I would like to see if you're going for agentic systems, which again are a bit different than ML? LangChain, LangGraph. Sorry, I forgot which. LangChain is singular agents. LangGraph is multi-agents. I have to look that up again, but I think that's correct. This is so technical that nobody would understand it. You have so many numbers that nobody can parse it. I need you to delete this and start again. I need you to make it look like this. I need you to have this stuff. Because if it's not this, it doesn't matter. But Lee, I benchmarked art. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I have had people actively remove saving people's lives from their resumes, and it got them jobs. It does not matter unless it's this. This resume is a hot dog, filled to the brim. It gets nothing. This is why. So that's all I can do for this resume. Just want to thank you all for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing. And I want to thank my members who get access to videos a little bit early. Thank you very much for supporting me. I really appreciate it. If anybody wants to be a member, they can join in the link below. But if anybody ever needs any help, they can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on both YouTube and Twitch at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. But that is it for me. I will see you all in the next episode to help you get ahead of your job search. Later, y'all.